Hey everybody, it's Starjump Graham doing an audio check. Let me know if you can hear me okay. And if I'm coming in 5 by 5, and we will get this started. Sounding good. Okay, good to hear everybody. Give me 1 second and we'll be good to go. All right. Hello everyone. Hopefully you're having a good start to your holiday week. Seeing we get some people coming into chat here. Thank you all for coming and hanging out today. Hope you're doing well. My lighting is a little weird today. Sorry, it is during the daytime, which is not my usual lighting setup, so it's a little weird. Um, Hopefully, you're all doing very well. I know it's the holidays later this week, and we're still currently in the middle of IAE. Today is RSI day, so we may switch over and take a look at that real quick. I know the IAE show will launch, so we may talk about that, and then we'll obviously talk about the base building ships as well, which is the subject of today's Starjump Shipyard show. So while we're doing that, I am bringing up Robert Space Industries website. So let's do that real quick. How is everybody in chat doing? Hopefully, good days. Everyone having a nice day. Let me know. Let me know. Let's see here. Looks like we do have a couple things popping up from our side. We're going to switch over to that real quick here. We're all going to watch them together. You folks should create an account on Blue Sky. I thought I did. I thought I did. I will look at that though. I will look at that. It's so hard to build to build communities on stuff. It's a little daunting to build another one, but we will do it. I know people are setting up over there too. Okay, looks like we have the Polaris commercial. So we're going to real quick switch over to our full screen thing here. Actually, real quick, let me get that set up before I do that. Hey, thank you for that follow, Haley. Thank you very much. I will look into that Stormfire. I will do that today. All right, let's watch the Polaris commercial. I've been waiting for this. VMXCO, I think I saw you in chat. Let's check it out. RSI Polaris commercial just dropped seconds ago. Oh, nice. My God. They don't get any more epic than that, do they? All right, everybody, let's go to our side. So real quick here, before we go too deep into this, I want to remind everybody, I'm going to pull it up here. Let me pull it up real quick. I want to remind everybody that we are doing Starjump Station every other day during the IAE event. Here is our schedule. Okay, so we do have a show tonight. It's the 26th. We'll be covering RSI, so we're going to cover all this stuff. Myself, probably Ender, and whoever else wants to join. The other day we went and had Execute on, but we will cover day 5. It's going to be all about RSI, so we're going to go in depth on the Polaris, its pricing, all that kind of stuff. I know there's probably a lot of I see a lot of people in chat here talking about the cost and everything. So, Kavotha, salute to you via Nocturne. It's nice to see everybody. So there'll be lots to talk about. We will talk about that tonight when we sort of open up to the rest of this stuff. We'll probably watch the latest episode of the IAE show, etc. So yeah, that's day 5 right here, and then there'll be no show for the next 2 days. But you get 2 shows today: Shipyard and day 5 of Starjump Station. Let's just go ahead and take a look real quick. I think the big one we all want to know though is 2. We want to look at the Polaris ship page here. I love the logo. I think they did a great job on that. We want to look at things. Let's see here. Obviously, the bespoke size 6 turret. We knew all about that. It's got information here on its size 10 torpedoes, 28 total, and all the weapon mounts on it. Again, this is a warship through and through, military ship. It's all stuff we knew. Cool imagery though. Polaris trailer. That's cool. New imagery, which is always great. Chessboard. That's what they need to put the chessboard is right there. Oh, that's cool. I love these images where they're like loading stuff. That's gonna have to be a wallpaper for me. What we want to do is go down and look at the paints. Okay, there's the factory standard. Beautiful. I think they did a great job with it. Apex, not much different, but okay. Cirrus, ooh, that's attractive. I like that a lot. And Quasar, ooh, the Quasar is nice too. Damn it, that's also good. Okay, unfortunately, I'm going to get trapped into buying those paints. All right, let's take a look here. So the Polaris plus Quasar paint and the Concierge for War Bond is $850. So a regular Polaris 10-year insurance is $975. So real quick, I'll talk about this. We'll talk about it more in depth tonight on Shipyard, of course. Of course, it was going to go to $975. I know there's going to be some of you that are probably disappointed by that, but of course it was going to go up. All concept ship or all of these capital ships are going to go up, especially the Polaris with the fact that it's a military ship. Justice Shadow, thank you so much for that follow. Appreciate it. It's a military ship. It's a capital ship. It's going up. I think we should all just be like, it's not over $1,000 because that's actually where I thought they were going to go with it. So $975. There you go. Paints are 22 a piece. 3 paint packs, 44. I kind of figured that would be the case. You can upgrade to it, obviously, which is great. Yeah, so there it is. Some really cool paints. We'll add those to the cart. Again, we'll go more in depth on this tonight. Daily War Bond deal is the Constellation Aquila. Not much else I wanted to look at. I did want to see if the Perseus went up in cost. That's one I wanted to see if it went up. So Orion, 650. Did that go up or was it 650 last year? Chat, can you? Yeah, Artemis, I agree. The Novacorp paint is really cool. And super chats may not be on right now, Artemis. Apologies. I don't know if I can turn that on the fly either. But I appreciate that. You know what? As long as you're supporting by sitting here watching, I'll take it. I'll take it. Thank you so much, though. Increase last year on Orion. Okay. I thought so. What was the Orion at last year? Does anyone remember? Do you think the Orion didn't go up? I can't remember, but I know they had boosted the cost last year. Perseus looks like it's the same cost, 675, so that didn't go anywhere. Obviously, Polaris did bump up. Okay, there you go. Do they have, let's check to see if they've got the RSI show or the IAE show coming out yet. Episode 3, not yet. Probably going to let the Polaris commercial sit for a minute. Obviously, it's a big one. Again, say what you will about this ship. It's Straga says the Orion was 575, then they raised it to 650 for when the Arastra came in at 575. Okay, that does make sense. Cadet Haley says Starjump Grim, do you think the Carrack will go up in price once it gets the rest of its features added? No, I don't think it will, unless it gets some sort of major redesign or rework. But no, Haley, I think they'll leave it where it's at. It's actually at a good price point for all of its features. It's some of the other ships out there that don't have as many features as the Carrack that are too pricey. IAE show through is not until Thursday. Oh, okay. Thank you, Raven. I appreciate that. Thanks for letting me know about that. Chat always coming through. So that'll be on Drake Day. Man, I hope we get some information on the Ironclad. I doubt we will, but yeah. I mean, look, say what you will about CIG, they know how to make a ship commercial. This obviously is trying to highlight the situations that a capital ship would be in, whatever that fantasy is. I'm not saying this is what you're encountering game, but I do think that they captured the fantasy of flying a capital ship in the midst of a battle, all the crew, both on the engineering deck or the torpedo room, all doing what they need to do to keep this ship running. The captain obviously perusing things as he's walking through the ship, oddly calm. Maybe he's just very confident that the ship is safe. Yeah, I think they nailed it though. I mean, it's a really cool commercial. VM, what do you think of the commercial? I'd love to know what you think, VM. I think the character's really cool. VM XEO, if you're available for the show tonight too, let me know. We'll get you in there. Real quick, everybody, thank you so much for. Let's see here. Stand by. Okay, stand by. Just checking something. Got a good crowd showing up here, 38 on Twitch, and got about 92 over on YouTube. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. If you're over on YouTube, obviously give the YouTube a subscribe. If you're over on Twitch, do that follow button. I really appreciate that. BMXEO says, I read it as cuts between the captain doing a pre-launch walkthrough and the chaos of battle. Yeah, that's what it is. It's cool. I like it. There's a good Polaris Q&A up. Okay. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Q&A Polaris. Let's read on this. I'm very curious. What roles does the Polaris fill in the current persistent universe? Polaris is the first military capital ship to arrive in the persistent universe, setting the standard for capital ships and Star Citizen. Fast and lethal. Those were the directives. How do we make something that meets both those expectations in a ship this size? It took a massive amount of work and ingenuity, but I think we did it. I agree. Jules Parley, hopefully I'm saying that right, RSI lead ship designer on the Polaris. Well, Jules, I think you did a fantastic job if you're watching. Doubt you are, but if you are watching, I mean, I think you nailed it. The Polaris captures not only the feeling of a big, scary military capital ship, but whenever you see it parked on the ground or flying through space, I think it really it evokes a feeling, right? Which I think is what these big capital ships should do. When you see it, you should definitely feel something, right? And the RSI Polaris definitely does that. Lazarus says, I like how they kept the price of the Polaris just below the $1,000 mark so it doesn't get LTI. There's that, but I've also heard other issues with that where if it goes over 1,000, there's tax implications in certain countries that they have to deal with. So that could have something to do with it too. What vehicles is the Polaris particularly suited to combating? Which vehicles would be effective against the Polaris? Says here, obviously, mentioning the size 10 torpedoes, damage. It's meant to deliver devastating damage to larger ships once their defenses are compromised, allowing for precise, impactful strikes. While its secondary turret offers some protection against fighters, the Polaris excels at strategic long-range as a strategic long-range powerhouse rather than a brawler. So I think you really need to look at like the Polaris and the Perseus and the Hammerhead. Those are the brawlers. If you've ever watched any of my shows before, you'll know that I refer to the Polaris as a brawler. So Jeep Sharp says, and not giftable after 1,000. That's also another good point, G Sharp. At least under 1,000, the ship can be gifted or done for contests and stuff really easily. What's the largest ship that fits in the Polaris hangar? It's got a small landing pad, so ships like the Sabre and stuff like that will land. What are some of the key changes between the Polaris concept and its release today? It says here there are a few changes that happened to the ship as it went through concept. Major highlights are extended armory, so it did get a much bigger armory. That was very clear. No more executive officers' quarters. I think this was a little bit of a mistake. Personally, I think there was enough room that they could have made some of the crew bunk up a little tighter, actually, and given the XO their room. I think that was one of the nice little features of the ship. Reworked crew quarters into bunk rooms. Addition features on the bridge. I think they just mean additional features on the bridge. Large front turret. Obviously, we know the ship got upgunned. And change to the torpedo reload mechanism. So how the torpedoes reload got changed, obviously. Shimpasa says, do you think the Pioneer will go over 1,000? I think if any ship should go over 1,000, it's the Pioneer, just to put it better in line with the other big capitals like the Kraken, Idris, and stuff. So I think it will, Shimpasta. BW says, question, what's the ETA on the Expanse release? Don't know, BW, but I do think refinery gameplay needs to come online next year sometime to support base building, believe it or not. So I think maybe next year we can see the Expanse. Big Gar says, Starjump Grim, will you add the new Polaris paints to the ship viewer? I don't know. I'll have to think about that. I'll have to talk to VMXEO about that once StarFab is fully updated. We'll look into that. Does the Polaris have the capability to service fighters in the hangar bay? Says currently there are no plans to allow this outside of manually repairing, refueling, and restocking missiles. Again, so that's a little bit controversial because a lot of people read into being able for the ship to automatically do that when you land at a landing pad. But I do think the plan is for you to do that stuff manually inside this ship, or manually inside like the Kraken's hangars or something. I don't think that's going to be an automatic thing. Let's see here. Raven says, Starjump Grim, did you see the Pioneer update on Spectrum? I did. Yes, I did. We're going to talk about that today. Let's keep going. Is the Polaris able to dock to space stations? Yeah, of course it is. It's got docking collar. Are any of the facilities or rooms on board, such as the medical or cargo bays, modular or customizable? Polaris has several different facilities on board, and it kind of lists them out here. It's not a modular ship. That's why it's got so many different little parts and pieces to the interior. Yeah, the paints do look really cool, Julio. Can the Polaris's torpedoes be reloaded manually, or does it need to be rearmed at a station? After all of them have been fired, it can be manually reloaded using a multi-tool tractor beam, providing the player has additional munitions on board. Really cool, especially if you're going out for a long session. Polaris does come with automated point defense turrets. How do these weapons operate? Says these turrets are powered by AI modules. Currently, a basic implementation of the blades players will be able to use in the future on your other turrets and stuff. With rigid priority, priority 1 is incoming hostile ordnance, so bombs, torpedoes, and missiles, and priority 2 is nearby hostile vehicles. So pretty cool. In the future, players might get more control of this. At the time, we are watching the feedback closely as players try them for the first time. So yeah, I imagine that CIG is monitoring point defense turrets pretty closely to see what changes need to be made, not only to PDCs, but also to future AI blades that will control turrets and other stuff. So. Why are the captain quarters locked? To ensure the captain quarters meet the high standards we strive for, we decided to hold this room for the next major update. Allowing players to access and store items in the room could have caused persistent issues, so we chose the most reliable approach, locking the door and removing it from the exporting layers for initial launch. It says to be released soon. I mean, hopefully CIG doesn't sit on that one and then just let it sit for patch after patch after patch. Hopefully they follow up on this really soon. What's the largest vehicle can fit in the cargo bay? Again, Ursa, Cyclone stuff. I think the Nova has a little trouble getting up there. Would the room labeling and signage be reworked to make navigation more intuitive without requiring a map? For example, signs could be placed on walls for better visibility or room color lighting. So this is one of the major complaints I added to the ship. I love everything about the Polaris. Kai, I hope you're well. Salute to you. I love everything about the Polaris. I'm a Polaris owner. I think they did an absolutely amazing job on it. But my one criticism was that some of the labeling inside could be done a little better. Let's see what they say. It says here, signage was unfortunately missed and is something we want to go back and correct along with the release of the captain's quarters. So it's great to hear. 100% think that's the right call on CIG. Again, my only hope is that this is not delayed for like 10 patches here. Let's get it out on the next patch. What happened to the XO quarters? Says there's no longer a role for executive officer aboard the Polaris. See the 5-person bridge configuration. As a result, this room was removed and the army was expanded. It makes sense. I disagree with it. There was previous wording in some of the original concept stuff that stated that the XO quarters could be for the XO or for the pilot that's landing their fighter or whatever on board. I do wish they would have kept that. I think it was just a little flavor thing. It doesn't matter to a lot of people, but it was just a little flavor thing that I wish they would have kept and reduced the size of the armory back down. But hey, that's the way it happens sometimes. These ships do change through concept, and we just have to understand that there's going to be some changes. What I think is important for them not to change are the broad stroke stuff, right? Obviously, roll. They really can't change that it fires size 10 torpedoes. They can't change that it's got a hangar bay. Some of the broad stroke stuff, but some of the minor tertiary stuff like XO quarters and stuff, you just have to expect that those could get on the chopping block. And that's it. That's the Polaris Q&A. Again, really cool. We will cover this tonight on Starjump Station with the rest of the crew. I think the commercial's incredible. The ship page obviously is well done as it should be. The paint's really awesome. I have to say the Cirrus paint is my favorite. I really like that. I would have loved for them to do a couple more paints. This Apex paint, it's like a green and gray. So we got military industrial, which is the standard, a green and gray one, which doesn't do much for me. The blue, gray, yellow, which is really nice. And then the Quasar, which is gold and black. Got to get the gold and black one for Chairman's Club. All right, I may have missed some chats. Sorry about that if I did. Why is the Carrack Armory bigger than the Polaris? Is it? Is it bigger? Because the Polaris one is huge. I would have thought the Polaris Army would have been much larger. Oh my gosh, it's big now, VG. But maybe you had different thinking there. Jabberwocky says, question, do you think the CSV FM will be on sale or will all these base builders not come out till 4.0? Well, that's a good segue. Let's go ahead and move over. Let me just check this again. Okay, yeah, so there we go. So let's go ahead and move over. Today we are talking about, well, actually real quick before we do that, I want to go ahead and remind everybody we do have a series of giveaways happening during IAE. If you haven't been watching the Starjump Station shows, we're giving away an Icon City Star Citizen Icon Pack. We're giving Starjump IAE 2954 posters. I'm going to be giving away 2 Argo Atlas suits. We have an Avengers Sitcon starter pack that we're going to be giving away. We might give that one away tonight, actually. That comes with the Ironweave paint and Arden SL armor. We've already given away our 2 Crusader Intrepids. We gave that away on Crusader Day. It's very exciting. And then the other night, we gave away 2 Star Lancer Max, which was really awesome. Had a little bit of a snafu with how that giveaway went down, but we're going to fix it for the next one, and we've tried to right some wrongs there, so appreciate everyone bearing with us. Starlet, hope you're well. Salute to you, my fellow star jumper. The one giveaway that's not on here is that depending on factors, we may give away, or I may give away, a paladin concept. So we'll see. We'll see what it looks like. I'm still unsure if I'm still unsure if the Paladin is going to have 1 flight ready variant and 1 concept variant. There's some thinking that may be what's going on. I've heard some rumors from people that seem to think that it's possible there could be one variant of the Paladin flight ready. But again, that information could be bad information. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Let's go ahead and get into this. So today I am on this episode, I am going to give away a poster, one of the Starjump posters, and that is the old poster. Do I have the new one? Stand by, folks. Let's plug the new one in there, the one that's a little bit more updated, so that I'm showing accurate stuff here. I'm pretty sure I have, oh yeah, here it is. There we go. Let me resize that up. So here are the two posters I have for this IAE. We have the IAE 2954 poster on one side on the left, and then on the right we have the Star Citizen all ship scale poster that I think several members of the ship team actually really like. I'm going to put the newest ships from IAE into these posters so that they're all the manufacturers and all the ships are represented, but I'm going to be giving away one of these today, so I will open that giveaway up here in just a moment. Okay, bear with me. Thank you for that follow, Deco. All right, bear with me as I get that set up. Okay, if you are on YouTube, let's see here. Bear with me, bear with me, bear with me. Okay, if you're on YouTube, there is a giveaway running. All you have to do is do exclamation ticket or exclamation ticket space max, and that will get you into the giveaway. So again, exclamation ticket or exclamation ticket max, and you can buy some tickets. So actually, you know what? Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. We're gonna end that one. We're gonna end it. I'm gonna close the giveaway. We're gonna restart it. We're gonna start it. We're gonna restart it. Okay. I'm refunding the giveaway here. Okay. Bear with me. The reason we're restarting it is because I didn't have the confirmation thing selected. Okay, which I want to do. I want to do that. Okay. Say send confirmation. Okay. Bear with me, everybody. Bear with me. Okay, I got the confirmation thing set. You should. Okay, this should be right. Okay, now it's running. Now it's running. Try again, everyone. Exclamation ticket. There we go. Okay, they're coming in now. Perfect. Now it's confirming. Exclamation ticket or exclamation ticket space max. Now, those of you on YouTube, let me get you set up real quick here. Now, on YouTube, you're going to have to do it a little bit differently. Okay, on YouTube, you're going to have to go to a video, and I'm going to send you to that video now. Okay, let me grab the link, and you're going to leave a comment. I think you all know how this works. Okay, stand by, everybody. Thank you for bearing with me. Okay, if you're on YouTube, I have pinned a video to the top of chat. You're going to go to that video. You're going to leave a comment. It can be hi, goodbye, hello, all that good stuff. Leave a comment over there, and then we will do a random comment poll today. Thank you for that follow, Sponge Roberts. So we'll give away two posters today, one on Twitch, one on YouTube. Yes, you can enter both, but you can only win once, okay? So go ahead and get in on that if you want to. Okay, here we go. Get my stuff right. Got 77 over on Twitch. That's amazing. If you haven't followed the channel yet, please give the channel a follow. I really appreciate it. It also gives you a little bit extra points to buy more tickets. And on YouTube, we have 126 watching. That is amazing. Hopefully, with these numbers, CIG will let me into content creators program at some point so that we can show off ships a little sooner on our shows. But for now, we're going to get into it. Let's see here. Let me load up the JSON file here in Starjump Fleet Viewer, and we're going to get into our main topic. Okay. Thank you for that follow, Mooncat. Appreciate it. Okay. All right. Let's switch over. Okay. We are talking about the ships of base building today. That's what this episode of Starjump Shipyard is all about. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be reviewing some information from the two videos that CIG has put out that focus on base building. One of those is their original Pioneer reveal video or a presentation that was done at SitCon in 2017 when the Pioneer was first unveiled. The next one is going to be their Captains of Industry video that they did, or a presentation that they did at this year's SitCon. Also kind of focused around the Pioneer, but also other ships. We're not going to be watching those videos in detail because they're very long. They're almost an hour a piece. But what we are going to do is watch and scrub certain areas of them, right? Heavy Metal Texan, thank you for that follow. Appreciate it. We're going to be watching certain videos, okay? So let's talk a little bit about what the ships of base building are. Now, the first one is the construction hover cart. We don't have it here. It's not in Fleet Viewer yet. It eventually will be. Next one is the CSV FM. This is not the actual FM. This is the SM, which is what we have in Starjump Fleet Viewer. But we will get the SM in there once it becomes an actual SKU. We have the Starlancer build. Okay. Again, this is a ship that's not technically in Fleet Builder yet or Fleet Viewer yet, but will be. But we have it here represented by the Max, and then of course the Pioneer. Okay. I saw someone say Galaxy. Yep, we're going to talk about the Galaxy. We're also going to talk about some other ships that could possibly play a role. But let's kind of look at the ship thing here. So currently, the idea is that the hover cart deals with small buildings, right? That's kind of the idea there. The CSV FM is going to deal with medium construction. Okay, the Starlancer build does large, and then the Pioneer does extra large, right? Okay, so that's kind of where they sit currently. Now, each one of these, if you didn't already know, each one of these does build everything below it at a faster rate than a smaller ship. So the build can build medium buildings faster than the CSV FM. Now, we can add some tertiary ships in there, right? We're gonna throw the Galaxy in there. I do think the Galaxy is still going to be a ways off though in terms of when it builds. But if I had to guess, it's going to build large bases. But if I had to guess, it's only going to come with 2 drones. Okay, that's my thinking because it's a modular ship. Where the Starlancer build, if I had to guess, or no, they already confirmed this, is 4 drones. Okay. And I think that's going to be the sacrifice between the 2 ships. While the Galaxy is a larger ship technically than the build, its modular area isn't that big. So I think what you're going to see is, in terms of just this structure here, we're going to see the ships kind of fall in line like this. Okay, modular ships are never going to be as good as dedicated ships. So again, I could be totally wrong, but that's where I think this is going to fall. I think we're going to have the hover cart for small, CSV FM for medium, Galaxy with the base building modules as a 2x drone large base builder, and then the Starlancer build with its 4 drones. Again, I'm speculating a little bit here on the Galaxy, but thinking about that, I think that's what they'll do. Yeah, as Feathers says, there's got to be a trade-off for modularity. CIG has said this time and time and time again. So, expect that. However, the funny thing here is I do think there's room to improve this line. There's some holes in it, in my opinion, and it'll be curious to see if CIG fills those out. VG says, question, how many drones for cart in FM? I think that, so the hover cart, let's go ahead and fill that in. So the hover cart has 2x drones, and the CSV FM is the same. It's 2x drones as well. So hover cart, CSV FM, 2x drones. I'm actually going to boost the scale of this just so we can see it a little better. Okay, there we go. So yeah, so let's recap here. So hover cart builds small bases, and it's got 2 drones in it. CSV FM builds medium bases, and it has 2 drones in it. Then there's the Galaxy large. We don't know how many drones, but I'm speculating 2. And then the Starlancer builds large bases with 4 drones in it. and then the Pioneer with its extra large building capabilities. And I'm going to put Space Station, or no, not Space Station, but let's call it Supply Hub Building, and it does 4 drones as well. Okay, there we go. And sorry if I miss your question. Put it in brackets. I'll try to catch it. And if I miss it, I apologize. Does it mean that we just sacrifice the time of building when we choose between Galaxy and Starlinks build? I think that, yeah, you're sacrificing, if you have a Galaxy versus a build, I think what you're sacrificing primarily I think what you're sacrificing is essentially you're sacrificing how many buildings can be built in parallel, right? So, and here's the way I'm thinking this works, right? So we're going to grab a drone. Now, this isn't the base building drone. We don't know what that looks like. So we're just going to grab our little repair drone here. And we're going to rename it. We're going to name it construction drone for shits and giggles. So all it means, I think, is instead of having, for example, if you're going to build one building, instead of having 4 drones building that one building and building it in 20 minutes, if you only have 2 drones, it may take 40 minutes to build that building, right? Because only 2 drones are working on it instead of 4. If that's how they do it with like parallel building. Now, as Feathers just said, if it's 1 drone can build 1 structure at a time, if that's the way they go, and I think they may have mentioned that, but if that's the way they go, then it's just the number of buildings you can build in parallel. I personally hope they don't end up going that direction, because you may not always want to build 4 buildings, but wouldn't it be nice to put 4 drones on one building and build it in like half the time or a quarter of the time? Personally, I hope they go that route. VG says, would the fabrication module be 4 times faster than the car, build 8 times faster than the FM, and 16 times faster than the car and the Pioneer? So I'm thinking that's the case, VG. I don't know if it's going to be exactly that amount of times faster, because there's some unknowns there, but that's at least what I'm thinking. That's at least what I'm thinking. Bear with me, everybody. Hold on one second. Work message. But yeah, I think that's what it is. Let's go over to our captains of the industry panel real quick here. I want to go ahead and again they talk about the construction grav cart, which is this little thing here, and they talk about. Let's go ahead and move over. It says, let me find it. Okay, so the construction grav car requires players to move it around the universe in another vehicle. Only makes small buildings. Okay, so let's start there. Okay, so right away with the construction grav cart, you've guaranteed the ability to carry. You need another ship to carry it. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're just going to add, because they showed a Cutlass Black, we're going to add a Cutlass Black. Okay, so we're going to add a Cutlass Black in the support role underneath this ship. Okay, let's put our drones over here. Actually, let me delete the drone. Actually, you know what? We're going to do something a little different here. We're going to do, there we go. Actually, no, I'm going to delete that. Isn't Fleet Viewer fun? Okay, so right away with the hover cart, you're going to need a ship to carry it, right, to the location you're building a base. So right away, you've guaranteed yourself another ship. Okay, so let's keep going. Again, we're going to skip around here. It says here, every building has a size defined: small, medium, large, and extra large. I do think space stations technically fall in the extra large category, or not space stations, but the supply hub. Construction zones have sizes too. Those correlate with the buildings. It says down here, parallel production. So this is going into what I believe Feathers was saying earlier. 1 drone builds 1 structure, 2 drones builds 2 structures, and so on. Kind of hope they change this. That way, if you want to just build one building that day and you have limited time, you can devote all of your drones to it. That's what I'd love for them to do. Or maybe if one drone is the primary builder, having your other drones act as like secondaries to, to add to it. It just gives you a little bit of a buff to the build time, I think would be kind of cool. We'll see where they go with it. I mean, this is probably what they're currently white boxing and gray boxing out, but we'll see if that makes sense in the long run. I mean, this stuff is all ripe for CIG to change. Okay, let's go a little further. Let's see here. Is that it? Yeah. Okay. So that's our construction zone. Next thing is the CSV FM and CSV SM. Okay. So the idea behind this is a replacement for another one. Let me pull it up. Let me see if we have it here. Let me look at my files. Bear with me. I had an image I was hoping to show. Yeah. So let me pause it here. So a lot of people reference this. Let me show you. So a lot of people reference this vehicle here that CIG has shown in the past for base building, okay? This like trailer thing. I think this has been axed. I don't think this is a thing anymore. I know some people are still expecting it to come out, but I do not think this is a thing anymore, okay? And CIG also showed it in another image from the previous sitcons right here. You can see it again, okay? They said, here's the hover trolley. You see the original design of it. There's the original design of the hover trolley. We obviously know that's changed now in the way it looks. This is original design for the medium builder. Okay, that has now changed too. So the medium builder is the CSV family. Okay, but essentially what they've done, instead of it being all in one big trailer, they've switched it out into two vehicles. Okay, so they kind of broke it out. And we're going to represent that here. So we're going to grab the CSV FM, which we have here, and we'll grab the CSV SM, which is the supply module variant, and we're going to put it under here as a supply vehicle for this. Okay. Here's the reason why I think they didn't go with the original concept, this larger vehicle here. Here's why I think they didn't do that. Because if you go back to how we're doing this, having something that can't fly on its own, so if it's a vehicle, automatically means you need a ship to bring it to the location. I think they wanted for medium bases, I think they wanted you to have a medium to large ship to carry things, primarily a medium. And the CSV-FM can easily fit in ships like, the Spirit or the Zeus or the Cuddy, right? So we'll grab the Cutlass Black again and we'll throw it down here. You need a Cuddy to carry these, but again, you can get them on site, right? Now, you could take a bigger vehicle, yes, but it allows medium buildings, which small and medium, I think, are going to be the majority of things that are the majority of like bases that are built. I think they wanted those to be able to be done by medium ships. Ships like the Cutlass. I think that's all it was. If it was that big vehicle, the ballista vehicle, the base building vehicle, right away, that guarantees you need a Hercules or an Ironclad or a Liberator to carry it to the place. So right away, to build your medium base, you now need a $500 ship to carry it. So I think this ultimately was a smart move. They cut down on the size of the medium builder and made it to where medium ships can ferry it, which technically lowers the cost of building a medium base, like the out-of-pocket costs. VG says, do you think the FM could assist the build and faster construction of medium structures? Yes, absolutely. And we're going to get into that, how cargo vehicles and ships help the base builders. We're going to get into that. Feathers says it here, and I completely agree with you, Feathers, on this. It's good that small and medium structures are accessible to more people sooner. I think you said it perfectly, Feathers. Small and medium base is going to be the most popular. Those need to be accessible to the most players. They really do. They don't need to be locked behind $500 Hercules C2 costs, right? I fundamentally think that. Starjump Starlet says, wow, that Polaris price. Yeah, we'll jump back to it real quick here, Starlet. I'm sure you saw the price has jumped, but that was expected. We knew that was going to happen. No big surprises there. Love the paint jobs though, but yeah, that was definitely going to happen. That was definitely going to happen. hopefully people, Starlet that you sold Polarises to, hopefully they ended up in a good place. They saved some money. It looked like most everything else was the same cost. I was actually curious to see if the Perseus had gone up in price, but looks like it hasn't. Everyone, we have VMXEO, Starjump Starlet, and Starjump Ender in chat. The rest of the Starjump crew, give them all a giant salute. Again, VMXEO, Starlet, and Ender all in chat, watching me as I stumble through this. Everyone give them a salute. They make all the stuff within Starjump possible that you love. If it's Starjump Fleet Viewer that we're messing with here, or our Discord community, our charity stuff, all that stuff would not be possible without the entire Starjump crew. So big thanks to them. Again, one more time, everyone, if you're interested in the Starjump IE 2954 poster, which I will bring up once again, either one of these posters. If you are interested in either one of those, you can enter the giveaway if you're on Twitch. Just hit exclamation ticket or exclamation ticket and then max, little space there. That will buy you tickets for that. And if you're on YouTube, just leave a comment, a short comment on the YouTube link that is pinned to the top of the YouTube chat. Just leave a comment on that video. That is my Kraken video. And I want to point out real quick, the Kraken video has officially reached 100,000 views. That is the most viewed video of for Starjump. I'm very proud of that. I'm actually going to bring it over real quick. Oops, I just lost it. Bear with me. You can see right down here 100,000 views, 100,062 views. So I'm really proud of that. It is our most viewed video, which blew me away. Honestly, I'm still very proud of it. It was the first episode of Shipyard, and you're now watching Shipyard live. This is back when I did the pre-recorded ones. So again, very proud of that, and thank you all for helping me getting that number to where it is. So, Fastcart says I'll watch the BMM video if you. Yes, thank you very much. Citizen Scott, thank you, man. I appreciate that. I hope you're doing well. Thank you, Feathers. Appreciate it. Yeah, no, it was a big achievement to get that video to 1,000 or 100,000 views. I know for other content creators that is easy to do, but for us, that was a challenge, and it was nice to see. And it was nice to see that it was on something that is a ship that I really love, and I put a lot of effort into that. So, yeah, big news. Starjump Kraken video finally going past 100,000 views at 100,062 views. I'm very proud of that. Our first 100,000 view video. How cool is that? I'm super excited about it. I think it crossed the line late last night when I was asleep. So very excited about that. I'm just very proud of it. Okay, going back to it. So yes, the CSV FM and the CSV SM again were direct replacements to the Anvil, whatever this Anvil carrier Argo. I've heard other people say what it is. That's a replacement of this. So if you've heard other people out there or other creators and stuff say that this is still coming, I do not think that is the case anymore. And I directly think that the reason they didn't go this direction is because it meant that you needed a Hercules to carry it or a bigger ship. Okay, I think it was very smart, like Feathers said, to make the small and medium bases buildable. As a matter of fact, let's clean this up real quick here. You're all watching this in real time. Hopefully you don't mind. Hopefully you don't mind. Okay, there we go. Small bases. We'll make that large. Okay. Let's add a few more text things here to get our shit organized here. Medium bases. Okay, just to get ourselves a little organized. And then we will do. Did you all know that you can add text in Fleet Viewer? Isn't that cool? Okay, that was one of Starlet's ideas. Okay, we're going to put that here. There we go. And again, the galaxy speculation, everybody. We're going to put that down here for a minute. And then last one is we're going to say extra large supply hub basis. Okay. And for this one, we will chunk it. Let's move our Pioneer down. Get ourselves organized here. Okay. So, and then, like I said, the Galaxy speculation, we're going to put it here for the moment. But again, I do think it was a good idea for CIG to make these accessible, and I think that's the entire point to that. Starlet says, we really need to add a snap to grid mode one day. Yes, that would be pretty cool, Starlet. Who could we call on? Oh, I think it's Starlet. Yeah, Starlet, that'd be really cool. I've seen some people request that. I think that would be pretty cool. Okay, so let's go a little bit further here. We're going back to the Captains of Industry video. First, again, the Argo CSV-FM. This is a fabrication module variant. Again, this is not in Fleet Viewer yet, but it will come. Holds 2 medium construction zones. Remember when I said it holds 2? Designed to fit in multi-crew ships to increase availability. Again, this is perfect size for Cuddy, Connie's, Spirits, Zeus, all that kind of stuff. It's a very small vehicle. Carries 4 SCU of internal storage for construction materials. This is important. We're going to go back to this here in a minute. And it has 1 size 0 shield generator. It says here delivered alongside base building. Okay, we're going to talk about that. So let's go back to Hangar Lake real quick. So we know probably for the first time ever, CIG revealed concept ships that were not purchasable. Right? Sorry if you can hear my dog. That is both the CSV FM, the hover trolley, and the Starlancer build, the BLD, right? The reason those weren't sold, based off of what I have heard, is that the if they put them out now, they have to sell them at a concept price, cheaper price, but they don't really need. But that's good for building hype around something. But I don't really think they need to worry about building hype for base building. So it makes sense for them just to sell them when they're flight ready and get the full flight ready price. Okay. And I think they're also trying to figure out how to value base building ships right now. We've already seen a $75 increase this year on the Pioneer. You'll see that tomorrow on Consolidated Outland Day. The Pioneer's gone up $75. So I think they're trying to figure out where the build, the CSV FM, and the hover trolley are supposed to land cost wise, right? So we'll see. Ender says, Starjump Grim, your dog isn't going to ruin this video. Hopefully not. Vasily says, question, wouldn't adding the Anvil Atlas chassis medium builder with 4X drones and some material storage add flexibility for people owning large ships, not require optional? So yeah, that's where I want to take this conversation in just a minute, Vasily, is what are the other optional sort of question marks things, okay? And and that's sort of where I put the Galaxy currently. Again, we know that's coming. That's not necessarily a question mark, but there is a question mark there in terms of how it's going to fit in the overall and just kind of the overall scheme of things. Okay, so we'll just put that like that for now, and we'll add what you're saying in here in just a minute. Yeah, Citizen Scott. I mean, exactly. I mean, the base building already carries with it a torrential amount of hype, so it doesn't. Just speaking purely from a marketing standpoint, and I know some people are going to look at it and say, well, why not sell it now so we can get it for a cheaper concept price? Totally get you, agree, all that. I'm not arguing that at all. But just speaking purely from a marketing person and a business person inside of CIG. Remember, a lot of people think the marketing people are making these decisions. The marketing people are doing what the business people tell them to do. So ease up on the marketing people. They're doing what business leaders in CIG are telling them to do, leadership. So if you do have issues with how marketing does things, you need to be looking at the business leadership people at CIG. Remember, the marketing people are doing exactly what marketing people should do, and they're doing their job quite well. So they're not going to have to build up any hype. Everyone's waiting for base building. What they're going to do is they're going to build up hype leading to a base building patch in in the 4.0 cycle somewhere. Maybe it's 4.3 or 4.8 or something. There's going to be a big base building patch that brings it online, right? So let's keep going. They do talk about the SM here. It's just supply vehicle. This is no different than like a mule or any other vehicle that brings cargo. So no big deal there. We're going to skip over that one. Um, Next is a Starlancer build. Features a full suite of construction tools ideal for building the outpost of your dreams. Let's go ahead and move to the build specifically. Holds 4 large construction zone drones, and then 128 SCU of cargo capacity. So let's talk about that for a minute in relation to our ships. So one of the interesting things they said was that the construction ships are going to carry enough construction material to build the first couple of bases, or not, sorry, the first couple of buildings, right? I can't remember if they said 1 building or 2, but they seem to make it out that it would carry enough materials to at least build 1 or 2 buildings so that you don't have to immediately go back and pick up more cargo. Again, quality of life, convenience thing, but that makes sense, and I think you see that reflected in the changes they made to the Pioneer. Let's see. Citizen Scott says, "Yep, all respect to marketing 100%. They keep the lights on." Yeah, absolutely. I mean, real quick, we'll aside on this conversation a little bit. So I work in marketing, and it's what's funding the game. If you want the game to fail, then marketing will not do its job, and the game will fail. Marketing is just doing what they're told to do. They're told that, hey, we have this thing we need to sell. We need to maximize profit on it. Blah blah blah, and they execute on that. The actual decisions are being made by CIG leadership. So if you do have an issue with a marketing decision, you need to talk to, or you need to direct your complaints somewhere else, because again, marketing is just executing on that. They don't. It's like blaming a level designer at CIG for the star performances in 1.0 vision. Like if you don't like the 1.0 vision, but you blame like a level designer, that person doesn't have any bearing on what the 1.0 vision is. They're just executing on development of the game. Those bigger decisions like that on a marketing or anything dealing with money, business decisions, funding, overall vision, stuff like that, they're coming from higher ups, director level positions, or executive C-suite people. So Kusanagi says, "What size do you think the Anvil Atlas platform can make?" I think it is medium. I think that's exactly what it was supposed to make. Was the medium basis. But I think, again, I think that's the CSVs now. I think they just switched it. Yeah, I think I'm going to bring this up one more time here. So this Atlas vehicle here that was meant to build bases, this was going to be the medium builder. They actually showed that in a previous video, which I should probably bring up here. I'll do that now, actually. I'll bring that up. Which one? Yes, this one here. Let me bring this video up here, everybody. Bear with me. Where is it? Where were they talking about it? I can't remember. Was it up here? Was it the ship video? I can't remember. Oh, no. It was Todd Pappy's presentation. Let's go to that. Let's bring up the tape. Let's bring up the tape. It's nice to be in total agreement with you on this, Graham. Absolutely, Scott. Look, hey, I do not mind spirited debate, my friend. I do not mind spirited debate at all. We may disagree on something, but ultimately, we're all in this together. All right, here we go. We're going to bring it up. Oh, good. It's already queued up. We're going to go right here. Let's back up here a little bit. Okay, so if you see here, under tools of the trade, when they were highlighting this vehicle here, they just called it vehicle, and they said it supports the ability to build small to medium structures. This was the medium builder. This was the medium builder. Absolutely, Ender. We do debate a lot, but it's good debate. We've gotten into some disagreements. Me and Ender have gotten into some classic disagreements, some big ones. But anyways, this was the medium builder. This is gone now because the jump was kind of weird. So small, you got a little hover trolley you can throw in the back of almost any ship. And then suddenly you jumped up to a vehicle that required a Hercules or an Ironclad or a Liberator to carry. They just wanted to shorten this jump, right? That's all that really happened here. Um, and with that, they made the right decision. Okay, so let's move on to our speculation stuff. There is sort of still a weird jump in here from medium to large. So we do have one unknown in the galaxy, right? We know it's a large ship. Obviously, it's actually bigger than the build by a decent amount, about 20 meters or so, 30 meters. But it's modular. We know modular vehicles can't do things as good as the dedicated ones. So let's go speculate a little bit here. It's a large ship, so I assume it will carry large drones. Okay, let's just make that speculation. Now, there's two ways they could go about this, though. It could either do large drones, or sorry, it could do 2x large drones. So I'm going to put an L there, or it could do, let's say, or it could do 4x medium drones, right? So they could go either way on this ship. And that's what's kind of cool about the Galaxy, is it creates a little bit of a question mark in terms of where it will sit in this ladder, right? So again, could do 2 large drones or 4x medium drones. Now, personally, I would love for them to do both module variants for it. A base building module, a medium module, or a base building large module. I think that would be pretty cool. I don't know if they've ever done that for a modular ship, like in concept before, where they put 2 modules that are actually stepping stones. They're the same module, but they're like stepping stones. That could be kind of cool. Ender says, actually, I'm wondering if 3 medium drones might not be more accurate. It's possible. It's very possible. I mean, again, that's what the Galaxy and its modularity are providing here. They're providing an in-between, but that in-between can be weighted. It can be weighted towards the medium size. It could be weighted toward the large size. It could be an in-between. What if it carried 1 large drone and 1 medium drone, right? It could be some weird combination like that. And yeah, again, good point, Ender. The module is smaller than the ship itself. The module is like one small area that doesn't include the little hangar in the back, right? Quiet Chaos says, Grim, I know it was an early concept, but could you not compare the Vulcan drones, as I think those are medium? The Vulcan drones in size. Yeah, I mean, I have the Vulcan drones on here. Let me bring it here. I do have the Vulcan drones on here, but I think the base building drones are different. And I can show you a picture of what I think the extra large drones look like. I can show you a picture of that. Got a good crowd today. Thanks everyone for hanging out. Appreciate it. Real quick, everyone, if you haven't followed our Twitter or X, however you want to call it, make sure to do that. A lot of our Starjump news is updated through Twitter. So if there's fleet viewer updates, all that kind of good stuff, it comes through there. For example, if you are, actually I didn't do it through there, so I'm kind of eating my own words here, but we did just add the Intrepid to fleet viewer. You can see it here. But usually when new ship updates come out or new shows are about to come out or whatever, we announce that on Twitter. Also, everyone, there's a new bot that will alert you to fleet viewer updates. Starlet, I need to start getting that out to people. But anyways, this offers up changes. Now, if you look at this, okay, if we spread this out and we look at this, let's go back to our video real quick here. Do they go into anything more on the build? No, they go into the TAC. Next is the Pioneer. So let's go a little deeper into Pioneer here, and then we're going to start looking at our in-betweens. Okay, so Pioneer stats holds 4 extra large construction drones. It is also able to craft ships and vehicles, has ground instructors. So all that, so the crafting part of this we're going to put aside, right, for the moment. But the crafting stuff is also potentially important for its tie-ins to base building. Okay, we're going to get to that, and it carries 1,000 SCU of cargo capacity, and it also has the integrated ground extractors. Okay, so that's something to think about when you're looking at the line of ships and base building. That immediately makes things a little bit more complicated, right? Because to build a base, you now need support ships, right? So and it's different for different groups here. Now, if you're just doing the hover trolley builder, you could probably take a Cutlass Black, put some additional cargo in it. Maybe your friend comes, in a hull A, excuse me, a hull A, right? To bring cargo. But your overall footprint to build that base is still pretty small, pretty accessible. It's mostly starter ships, or not starter ships, but um, starter pluses and stuff like that in the hull A and Cutlass. Okay. And my guess is you could build that mostly with just cargo you buy from people. But if you do need to do any resource gathering for that, you're going to need to build, and again, you'll see how this starts to expand. You may need things like a prospector, right, to help support that. You may need things like an expanse to help refine stuff. Again, you can sort of start seeing how this starts to fill out the small base area. I would say the same thing for medium bases, right? You may want, um, again, depending on how much support they need, you may need prospectors or even moles to support that kind of stuff. Let's go ahead and grab the mole just because I think it makes more sense in this specific bit of discussion here. So you might need the mole, you might still need the expanse or something like that. But you kind of see how this starts growing, right? You might need something like maybe it's just to get a little fun with our stuff, maybe a Zeus Clipper, the cargo variant, bringing cargo, right? So things are increasing here as we go up to medium bases. Again, you can switch out the ships here as much as you want. There could be something, for example, like let's see, let's go ahead and add a vulture. Okay, maybe a vulture supporting that. Maybe another. Oops, not the Vulcan. Put that down here. Maybe another vulture supporting medium base building. So again, what I think CIG is going to do is, as you go up the base scale, things are going to get more and more complicated in terms of what is needed, right? So it's very possible that small bases don't need things like RMC or construction, or maybe RMC. Maybe they just use construction material and refined construction material or something. I don't know, right? But it's possible you can do this with less support ships, or if it's the same amount of support ships just on a smaller scale. Obviously, when you go to medium, things start increasing, I think, a little bit. When you get to large, um, I think they will increase even more. And so let's add what some of those vehicles may look like. Large bases may require things like, reclaimer, possibly things like a C2 Hercules, again, to bring more and more cargo in to build the bases. Maybe you need an Arastra to do the mining. Again, you start to see how things are getting bigger and bigger and bigger, right? You may need, we'll probably get a bigger, well, the Arastra does refine. But anyways, you kind of see how this is going, right? When you get up to the extra large, so going back to our Titans of Industry or Captains of Industry thing, actually it's not in this video. It's, actually I have a picture of it. Stand by. Let me bring that up. Sorry if I miss any questions, by the way. Okay, so to build the supply bay, right, which is what builds the space station, you need a Pioneer, okay? And you can see here that the supply bays have this sort of magazine for 32 SCU containers. Big cargo ships are going to supply that. By the way, if you're looking at the drones, here's what the construction drones look like. See these little things? These are construction drones flying out. Probably extra large construction drones, if you didn't know what those look like. But where I'm going with this is things just get increasingly bigger, right? So with the whole C, you're probably going to need things like, or sorry, with the Pioneer, excuse me, if I can talk here, let me delete this. You may need things like, assuming you're building like an extra large base or space station or something like that, you may need ships like the Hull C, reclaimers, of course, doing their thing. It's not gonna be just one Hull C. You're gonna have all kinds of cargo ships filling this role, bringing tons of cargo to bear to build these ships. Again, we're scrolling out. We're scrolling out. You're going to need things like, we don't know what the biggest refinery ship is. We'll have to see what that looks like. But, you're going to have multiple arrasters feeding this thing. Again, building things like a space station or something are just going to get massive in terms of like the footprint that's going to be required for resources, right? So again, this is the gameplay. This is sort of the gameplay loop that CIG has got to keep in mind when building out the base building loop, right? It's where, like, how far does this line go? Like what does this curve look like, right? Because, for example, if you're building with the Pioneer, you're not going to be building a space station that's going to be funneled by Hull A's. Like the cargo requirements are not going to be fed into that magazine on the supply bay by Hull A's. I mean, I guess you could, but it'd take forever, right? Okay, thank you. Yes, the Orion. That's what I was trying to think of. Forgot about that ship. Okay, but you're going to have massive ships like this, essentially supplying the extra large bases. And for these extra large ships like the Orion, the Hull D, stuff like that, they can't land planet side, right? So now you've got to add tons of ships that can ferry that cargo from orbit to planet side to build, at least for bases, right? Now, space stations you'll be able to do without landing, but you're going to have to start having a whole bunch of C2s and other cargo ships to feed all this cargo, all these materials down planet side for the extra large bases. So again, very quickly, you can see how this starts to expand. VG says Orion is the largest planned refinery ship. Yeah, I always forget that the Orion refines, but yes, it does. And again, I may have missed some chats. There's Wolf Blitzer again, asking why the Arastra when you have the Orion Wolf. It's a great question, my friend. I hope things are going well in the news sphere. I know it's always a stressful time, election season, for the old Wolf Blitzer, but I hope you're doing well, Wolf. So yeah, I mean, you can very quickly see how this starts to curve out, right? Yes, probably so, Ender, as long as I don't have a meeting popping up or something, but yeah, probably so. So this curves out really quickly and can get exponentially big. So yes, any questions about that? Anything anyone doesn't understand? Again, I think there's other options here. I are still holes that need to be filled. So, for example, one of the things I was saying yesterday is I do think we need a medium base building ship, and I do think it needs to be somewhere in the. I guess you could put it somewhere in the. Maybe. How big is the? It needs to probably be somewhere in the Corsair size range, but I think there should be a medium base building ship, not vehicle, that's somewhere in the Corsair size range, right? That 40 to 60 meter scale. I think would be a good fill in. Something like that. Again, I'm not saying the Corsair per se, I'm just saying a ship around that size I think would be good. There are other, mainly because the small and medium builders are sort of locked off behind vehicles or hover trolleys that must be then carried by another ship, which is kind of frustrating. So you still need a ship to then carry the base building thing, which sort of ups your out of pocket costs if you take it from a pure like hard currency perspective. So it would be nice to have a medium ship that can base build, and maybe it can only base build like one building at a time. Maybe it just has one drone in it, but I think that kind of flexibility would be nice. Again, there's a lot of modular ship options out there too. So, for example, someone mentioned the Caterpillar. I could definitely see the Caterpillar having some sort of base building feature in it. If it did, because of the size of the modules, I think the modules would build medium bases, right? So I think the Caterpillar could play a role there in future base building. Um, what else? I think we're also missing another part of the dialogue that we're missing is crafting ships, right? Because crafting, it's very obvious that crafting is going to be a major part of base building in terms of just you need to build. You're going to need to build furniture. You need to build, all the interior decor stuff, and possibly crafting is going to be built. I mean, well, definitely, not possibly. Possibly crafting is going to be building things that you need to fill your base with, such as like if you're building a storefront and your store is going to sell guns, then you're going to use crafting to build all the weapons, right, that you're selling in your store, or maybe you've looted them or something. But crafting's still going to be kind of a major part of that. Let's put this down here for a minute. So crafting ships, right? We don't know a ton about them yet. We do know that the Pioneer has crafting modules on board, which is really great. I think it comes with 4 actually, but then that leaves open a kind of a big window in terms of, well, if the Pioneer comes with 4 crafting stations, where does crafting go for the smaller stuff? So we're going to get a craft. We know we have crafting machines, and I'm pretty sure you can build those at your bases or like put them in your bases because they kind of showed that. But I think we need crafting ships of some type. I definitely could see the Galaxy having a manufacturing module. I think they even stated that it would. Chat, you can remind me. I could see the Caterpillar having a crafting module. I think that would make total sense. I think they could even take a smaller ship. Maybe it's I'd like to see something from Argo. Maybe like something like the Raft, but then instead of cargo on the back, it has like a big crafting module that sits in the back or something. I think that would be really cool. What are your all thoughts about that in terms of crafting ships? So Jerry Figment says the smaller crafting machines can be placed inside ships. Exactly, yeah. So, but and I'm assuming you can buy the crafting machines from like landing zones and stuff, but how do we all feel about a crafting ship? So a ship that has integrated crafting machines on board. I think that would be kind of cool, and I think Argo would be a good fit for that. I see Citizen Scott's agreeing with me on that one. Um, I could see that being a good fit for it. Again, I could see a module for the Caterpillar being really perfect for crafting because the Caterpillar could have a crafting module in it, but then like some cargo modules, right? So that you can then use your cargo modules to fuel the crafting module. I think that could be really cool. Ape in Space. Oh, yes. Ape in Space says the Ironclad is getting a crafting station. That is true. I forgot about that. Thank you for reminding me. I can't remember if it's the Ironclad or the Ironclad Assault, but we'll just grab the Ironclad. So again, where am I going with this conversation? So here's what I wanted to kind of bring up as we sort of get to the tail end of this show is that while there are only technically 4, well, I guess we'll say 5, including the Galaxy, while there are only 4 to 5 base building ships, okay, the Pioneer, Starlancer build, CSV FM, and the Hover Trolley, it's important to remember that base building will not be done by just those 4 ships, okay? So, for example, if someone in your org, let's say you have a 10-person org and someone's getting the Starlancer build, ask yourself, do you need one? Again, a lot of people think sometimes on Starjump that with our shipyard videos or fleet viewer, that we're just constantly in the business of selling ships. But I actually think we're in the business of giving you all the information to make that decision for yourself, right? So with that, um, if someone in your org has a Starlancer build, you should ask yourself, well, do I need a base building ship at that point, or can I get a ship that will help with the base building efforts in my org? Because you are going to need that, okay? Unless you're buying everything from other players, which right away then your supply is then dictated by other factors out of your control versus if you're going out and resourcing stuff yourself via an Arastra or an Expanse or whatever. So if you want to keep your resources for base building under your control, or at least mostly under your control, you're going to need some of these other support ships. And this is just a small cross section of what some of those support ships could be. I mean, I could see it being almost every ship playing some sort of role. So, for example, let's say you're building a large base, right? Your friend is out there in the Starlancer build. You have some friends out in the Reclaimer doing some salvage to get to construction materials. You have some friends running a C2 back and forth to do cargo runs, whatever. Maybe you're not good at any of that. You don't like any of the industrial gameplay. Maybe you're really good at combat. That's your thing. Well, maybe talk to your guildmates and say, hey, while these bases are being built, is there a good ship I could purchase or work towards in game that will help protect bases while they're under construction, right? And the sky's the limit there. Maybe you want a Redeemer, right? Or maybe you want a Paladin, or maybe you want a Nautilus, right? For example, I know a lot of people question the usage of a Nautilus. Well, I can tell you right now, if I'm building a space station, I absolutely want multiple Nautiluses putting out huge minefields around the station, right? Not necessarily to even destroy ships, but just when one of those mines does lock onto an enemy ship and starts tracking towards it, I get alerted because a mine is now tracking, right? It's like a warning net. So again, there's lots of ways to play into the base building gameplay loop, even if you're not A, the owner of a base building ship, or B, interested in actually base building yourself. But you still want to be a part of that gameplay loop because it's very clear CIG is leaning into that gameplay loop for better or worse. They're leaning into that gameplay loop heavily for the end game in Star Citizen 1.0. It, as a matter of fact, it looks like crafting and manufacturing and base building are the fundamental pillars to Star Citizen. Okay, I know Ender's in chat right now, and Ender will tell you. I think it was about a year and a half ago. I called him on the phone, and I had gotten some early information about the future vision of Star Citizen, and I told him straight up. I said the game is going to revolve around blueprints, crafting, and base building. Like it or not, better or worse, opinions aside, that's where this game is going. Now, for us at Starjump, it's a good thing because our org is going to be centered around industrial gameplay and that type of stuff. Yeah, Ender says there 100%. But 100%, that's where the gameplay's going. And there's lots of ways to tie into that gameplay loop without owning a Pioneer. I say that as we go into Consolidated Outland Day tomorrow, and some of you are probably itching to buy a Pioneer. You may miss out on it because it's going to go quick. Don't worry. Don't worry. There's lots of ways to play into the, for example, you're not building a space station without an Orion out there gathering resources and refining. It's impossible. Hudson Hawk says, Graham, what's your opinion? Would it be wiser to get the Galaxy's modules on the site, 10 years insurance, or in game when they come out? That's a good question. I think it's Hudson. I mean, ultimately, I'll take out a little bit of the cop out answer here. I mean, ultimately, I think it's up to you and how you want to spend your money and if you want to spend your money. I bought the modules on the website with real money. However, I am a firm believer of earning things in game, especially with modules. So for example, with the Endeavor, I have it in buybacks, the base module, or the base ship. The modules I would just purchase in game. I'd work towards in game, or I would buy maybe one or two modules of real money, and the rest I would get in game. But again, it changes. If the real money cost is not hard on your wallet and you would get them, at least you got them, and they come with a full warranty, a lifetime warranty, essentially, and whatnot, and you're more protected. Artemis says, "Did I miss the giveaway?" No, you did not. Rennie01 says, "Hey Grim, you think it's possible that exploration by an Endeavor could find shortcut ways around the verse and weather on divergent planets?" It's possible. I mean, I think they've talked a little bit about that with the Endeavor and its that big radar dish module it has, and then obviously the Carrack is supposed to be able to do that. Serendipity says, Graham, do you think it's a good idea for drones to build one size up at the cost of time? Like having medium drones can build one large building, taking 3 or 5 times the regular amounts of resources. That's a good question. I would say yes. I think that is probably something that could be kind of cool. Um, and I would be okay with that. Because there's a punishment there, a time deficiency for trying to build over your drone's capabilities. However, what I would say is maybe you're only able to build buildings at the kind of lower quality level because they talked about better materials being able to build better buildings. Maybe the better buildings you do need the right size. The only limitation I would put in there is that I don't think the Starlancer build should be able to build the space stations. They've deliberately locked the supply bay behind the Pioneer. I think that's a good way to start to limit the amount of space stations being built. However, and encourage people to work with other orgs and other people that have pioneers. However, after a period of time doing that, I do think they should bring on other methods for building the supply bay, which then in effect builds the space stations. I don't think it should be locked indefinitely. I just think to kind of get started for testing and to keep things kind of streamlined, it should be locked behind the Pioneer. VG says, question, I'm mainly a miner with an Orion and a few friends. If I want a space station somewhere in the air in Halo, do I need a Pioneer after the space station build module is built? No, you only need a Pioneer to build this. You only need the Pioneer to build this thing. Okay. Once the supply bay is built, okay, so let's say you meet up with an org that has pioneers, or you rent one, or and again, there's going to be a lot of people with pioneers. Okay, you're going to be able to work out a deal with someone. You need the pioneer to come build the supply bay, and then once the supply bay is built, you're done with the pioneer at that point. Then you're just feeding the magazine here, and here's the cargo magazine. You're just feeding the cargo magazine, which then feeds these drones. Here's the large drone, large space station building drones. Those drones are then what build the space station. Okay. Once the space station is built, the supply bay is actually integrated into the space station. Okay. So the supply bay essentially becomes this thing, right? That's how that works. Shimpasta says, question, if there's a CCU from a best in show ship to another ship, can we apply that CCU to a non-best in show ship? I don't know. That's a good question, Shimpasta. I am unsure of that because I've never attempted that. That's a great question. I'm not sure if anyone in chat has the answer. VG says, question, do I need a Pioneer for space station extensions and add-ons like the supply dock and shipyard? VG, the way I understood it is no. Once your space station is built, all all extensions and all further construction is done from this thing, the bridge of it. So I think I have, yeah, the space station bridge or the module core right here. All further construction is done by the module core. Okay, so the space station is then where you build out from there. Yeah. Everyone, again, don't forget we will be covering RSI Day on Starjump Station tonight. Obviously, the Polaris is for sale. It went up in cost, now $975, just $25 short of $1,000. If you are the owner of a Perseus, though, or an Idris or Javelin, you did get the Polaris as a loaner. So the ship did go up in cost. There are new paints for it, which are really exciting. I really, really like the first off, the black and gold is killer. Can't wait to see that. But the Sirius paint job is real dope. I love that. And I don't know if you can see that, but the paint jobs for the Polaris are cool. But we're going to be talking about the Polaris, obviously, and we will talk about the other RSI ships that are for sale today. We may discuss a little bit of the alien ships that were for sale yesterday, but we'll get into all that. Okay, let's switch over now to our giveaways. Let's do that real quick. Has everyone had a good time on the show today? Hopefully you have. Hopefully everyone's had a good time. These Starjump Station live episodes are a lot of fun. Gin and tonic, I actually agree. I was hoping there was going to be a white one as well, to be totally honest with you. Blasty Blast Time. Well said. Well said. Okay. Here we go. We're going to do the giveaway on both YouTube, obviously, by pulling a comment, as well as Twitch. So bear with me. Let me grab the YouTube comment picker thing up real quick. Stand by, everybody. Bear with me. Bear with me. Okay, here we go. We're going to start with YouTube, everyone. Hopefully you got your exclamation tickets in now. I'm going to give you just a few more minutes to do that. Ape in Space says, question, if they make the supply dock buildable by something besides the Pioneer, doesn't that lower the in-game play? Agreed. However, again, I think it should be buildable only by the Pioneer for a good amount of time, and then they open it up later. And by that time, hopefully the end game has expanded, right? CIG has then added more stuff to the end game. And again, the way I suspect that will happen is after 1.0, there'll eventually be a patch that's like an alien patch or something, and that will open up additional end game. So, okay, here we go. We're going to close this giveaway in 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Closing the giveaway. All right. Good luck, everyone. Good luck. We have 293 tickets purchased. Remember, if you win on Twitch, this is how you get your poster. You're going to need to DM me on Twitch. Okay. DM me on Twitch, or I will try to DM you. You do have to be here to win. You will DM me. I'll get your address. I'll send out posters after IAE, okay, not during. It's going to be after IAE because I need to add the IAE ships in there, okay? So here we go. We're going to draw a winner. Rigsy, are you in chat? Rigsy, are you in chat? Say hello if you're in chat, Rigsy. I say that right? Rigsy, yes. Let's see if Rigsy is there. Let's see. Yep, there's Rigsy. Yeah, there he is. Hey, Rigsy, I am going to DM you. I'm going to send you a whisper now. Hey, just need your address. Congrats. Congrats, Rigsy, on that. I'm going to let you choose one of those posters. I sent you a DM already. You'll be able to choose which poster you want, and then those will go out after IAE. Congratulations on that. All right, everyone. Now for the YouTube one. Hopefully you got your YouTube comments in on the Kraken video. Again, very, very excited. Kraken video has this Kraken Shipyard video has crossed the 100,000 view mark. I could not be more excited. That's actually one of my personal goals for the YouTube channel, is to get a video past 100,000 views. So I really appreciate that. Thank you all so much. I mean, it really means something that we got a video with that much traction. So that's really cool. Okay, here we go. We're going to go into advanced options. We're going to put the time that comments could have went in today at, we're going to do 11 a.m. because that's when I started it. Okay, there we go. And we're going to pick a comment. Hopefully you got them all in. If you win on YouTube, here is how you get your poster. You are going to contact me through Discord. Okay, Starjump_Grim on Discord. You'll contact me there. Very easy to find. You may need to join the Starjump Discord, and you may need to accept, and you will have to accept the rules when you join the Starjump Discord, or you can just DM me directly on Discord. But good luck. That's how you will get it. Here we go. Hopefully you're in chat as well. So say hello if you are in chat when you win. All right, YouTube. The shark is hunting for its winner. Here we go. Silvarkin, are you in chat? Silvarkin, let us know if you're in chat. Hopefully so. I am doing the YouTube ones differently, by the way. If the person doesn't reply right away, that's okay. I'm going to get in contact with them. So we'll give them just a second. Bear with me, everybody. Bear with me. Silvarkan, are you here? Let us know. Do you have us on mute, Silvarkan? Is that what's going on? We'll see if Silvarkan messages over here in just a second. While we're waiting, I'm giving Silvarkan a little bit extra time here to connect. And Silvarkan, if you did see, you don't see them in the list. G Sharp says don't see them in the list. Does anyone else see them in the list? I didn't either. I wanted to give them an extra minute. Looks like they're not here. Okay, Citizen Scott says looks like they're not here. We're gonna do. We're going to give it away again. We're gonna draw another winner. Here we go. Gundar. I think Gundar's here because Gundar has been here quite a bit. Gundar, are you in chat? Gundar, are you in chat? Nope. Gundar's not chatting. Oh, there he is. There's Gundar. Thank you very much. There's Gundar. All right, cool deal. Gundar, congratulations. You just won a Starjump poster. You just need to contact me through Discord, Starjump_Grim. Reach out to me and I'll get you set up. Congratulations. That's really great. Silvarkan is here. He just has a different @ name. Okay. Silvarkan, message me. I'll confirm that. Message me through Discord. I'll get you squared away too. All good. Got plenty of posters. Congratulations, everyone. That's awesome. So Gundar, definitely message me through Discord. I'll get you set up and get all your information from you. Silvarkan, if you are in chat, if I'm just not seeing it there, if you are, all you need to do is get in contact. Too bad I was here. Is that you, Silvarkan? Okay, Silvarkan, that's fine. All you gotta do is message me through Discord. I'll confirm it's you, and I have a way of doing that. I'll confirm that's you, and then you'll get your poster too. So not a problem. You didn't miss anything. All is well. Hopefully y'all know how to do that though. On the YouTube channel, there is a link for our Discord. You can go there and contact me through Discord. Just DM me. I'll accept that here in a little bit, and we'll get you squared away. Okay. That being said, everyone, I hope you enjoyed today's stream. Kind of a weird one because I just wanted to talk about the ships of base building before we move into Consolidated Outland Day, which I'm sure everyone's going to be about getting those pioneers if you can. So good luck if you are attempting to get one. So, all right, everybody, I'm going to send you on over if you're on. If you're on Twitch, I'm going to send you on over to, let's see here. I'm just going to send you on over to Seg. Make sure you give him some Starjump love. Everyone, have a great day. Also, do not forget, tonight will be Starjump Station with Ender, possibly VMXEO or others. We'll be talking all about RSI Day and the RSI Polaris. Okay, so have a great rest of your day. Do something kind for a stranger. Appreciate it. Here comes the raid. Bye, 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 bye. Here comes the raid.